I'm looking at your schedule on
Mhm.
web31.xyz/events. And so you guys have a Twitter space coming up too, right? Friday the 18th?
We do. And this is actually Jennifer's our host, and she's been super gracious to pull us together every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific to just kind of talk about the event itself, who should attend, what we hoped they get. Last Friday was great. We had a couple of our speakers join in, and I thought it was a lovely conversation where they, again, talked about, do we need all this tech? What's wrong with what we have now? And then others are just like, there's so much opportunity. How do we break this out? So Jennifer's hosting these spaces for us. We're doing them every Friday for, well, the next 2 weeks to lead up into the event. And again, it's just our way to just try to help educate people to understand the thing with this event. This is fast and furious. We put this 30 days from pretty much, or 45 days from ideation to stage. So it's super tight turnaround. We just really felt, let's just get this done. Let's, hopefully bring people together as the start of the building of this community. And then we'll launch again more events after this. But, again, the idea is just to get the conversations in our own communities started. A lot of our friends weren't even thinking about Web3, to be honest with you. Like they might, again, might be dabbling in crypto and they read the news about NFTs and all that too. But most of us, when Facebook made their announcement about Metaverse, were just kind of like, yeah, you know, I mean, we were in Second Life, 15 years ago, which was a virtual environment, much of kind of like what Zuckerberg's trying to create with Metaverse. Of course, he's going to do a lot more, but so part of this just feels a little familiar, and it feels like it's old technologies with the new front. And so I think we're trying to peel that back a little bit and just really get a better understanding of, what really needs to happen, what's really broken with the web today, what these technologies can do to potentially solve for it. What are we still missing? Where are there gaps? But the most important thing for us is not also why we talk about the tech all day long. It's really important for us to remember that there's humans on the internet. And so we want to make sure that no matter what version gets launched, that it's human centric, not tech centric.
Yeah, I was in Second Life too. That's what I thought this was. I
We're
was
kind
like,
of
when's the
dating
Linden
ourselves when
dollar?
we talk about these things.
Am I gonna make the Linden dollar so I can buy my Nikes?
Well, and that it's interesting because it's funny. Like we have an Oculus at home, and I'm starting to use it a little bit for some exercise and boxing and things, which I actually really love. But I'm not the kind of person that can spend a lot of time in a virtual environment. It just doesn't make me feel good, where like my husband can do just the opposite. He can spend all day in it because he's very creative. And so he's always exploring and checking things out. But, I don't like the feeling of a headset. I just don't like it. I don't even wear my own glasses. I should wear glasses and I don't even wear them because I hate things on my face. So, like, I'm probably one of the few that is not going to go running fast into the world of VR. And so, I'm not going to be the target market for a lot of those things. So, for me, it's like, okay, that's not an aspect I want to explore, but there's other pieces that are interesting. Like I said, I'm a daughter of an artist. So, it's like the NFT side of the house is really kind of cool to me. And I'm really fascinated with the blockchain too. I just think that there's incredible potential for the transparency that will come with more adoption of that technology. But I'm also to that same point, how much is enough? So I think that's just, again, you're coming down to what is going to make sense for you personally. Where's the areas you need to focus in on? How is it going to, the key for me right now, and I think the last 2 years have really just kind of made me focus, like, how is this going to improve my life? And that's super important to me. It's like, it's great to learn about it and feel like I'm part of the in crowd, so to speak, right now, which I'm not, because I always say I'm a couple years late still on Web3, even though we still have 3 or 4 years before mass audiences take in. But for me, it's like, is this really going to give me a better quality of life? And that I actually don't know right now.
But it's gonna give us a lot of opportunity.
It will. Opportunity is great. And I'm not saying that that's not. I'm just saying for me personally, it's like, how is this specifically going to make my life better? And maybe it will put more money in my pocket. And so that's great. Or maybe it will connect me to more people to meet folks, that are innovating around this space. And so I love that because I'm a relationship person. So I love meeting more people. But I guess the jury's still out for me. It's like we're, my husband's actually, and I hate to keep referencing him, but like he's all in. Like this is really he's in it, and so it's a constant battle I have of how deep do I need to go to feel good that I know enough, versus I need to be innovating in this space. I need to be pushing, the ball uphill. Like I really need to fight for this. Like I fought for social media. Like back in the day, that was really important to me. I saw immediately how it was going to help me be a better communicator. And I'm like in and no looking back. I'm not quite there yet with all of this. But I'm supportive of it, and I want to be challenged, and I want people to kind of show me what they're doing, and how I just need to keep thinking about how I might actually put this into practice.
Yeah, I think that's the exciting part about this. So we have about 8 minutes, and I want to go ahead and round up the space. And I appreciate you, Christy, for being here. I'm excited. I've been excited. I think I'm just so happy to I think I that's how I felt when I met Alex DC and we talked
Mm-hmm.
about social media, and I was like, oh my God, I've been talking about this, and everyone thinks I'm strange for talking about this stuff. And I talk about, I mean, back then I was talking about apps and building apps, and people thought it was weird. And no, all my friends, I actually lost a lot of friends over this, but then I discovered at the social media club, South Florida crew. So we all became really close, tight friends, like Maria de Los Angeles and I. We ended up doing a show together for Social Chats. She was my co-host. So, I think going into Web3 is exciting, but now meeting and reconnecting with you, Christy, and your hubby, Chris. And then, I'm meeting Jennifer too. I think Jennifer was just, and the thing is, I didn't even know she knew you. I didn't even know. Jennifer and I are talking, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. I was so excited about everything she was saying. And it didn't even dawn on me that she knew you guys. And then one day I saw her in a space with Chris.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
and I
like,
think that's again, anytime, and I love your enthusiasm about all this, Tanya, I really do. And that's where I'm like going, I just need that enthusiasm in food. I think I'm just still I'm a realist. So I'm like always a little hesitant. I charge forward, but then I'm always questioning. Right. But I think that it's being around people who are super passionate about this technology and the potential of it is critical. Right. And we actually need that enthusiasm to help make sure it gets the adoption happen. So I thrilled by that. And that's why I actually want to learn more about like your projects and NFT and the music. Like I want to learn more about that because that actually is probably the area where I'd get really excited about. But I also just, I think I'm trying to walk that line of cautious, and just really, I think I've seen a lot in the past. And so I think that's just where I'm just being cautious about it. I'm not dismissing it, I'm not, or discounting it, but I want us to just make sure that everybody goes in eyes wide open and understands what all this is. And I do think you have to learn by mistakes too. So, like I said, like I've lost my ass in crypto, but it's okay because I learned every time I made a purchase, right? I'm like going, okay, I get this. Like, this is why I shouldn't do this next time. Um, but I think that it's really important for people to keep learning and exploring. And, again, some people will go all in and some people won't care that the metaverse exists. And that's okay. If they do want to go in, I just want to try to help provide a path that makes it a little less scary, and a little easier.